You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everybody, this is Danny Brenner. Wanted to go ahead and welcome everybody to our WSOF 10 World Series of Fighting 10 Branch versus Taylor pre-fight media conference call. As you can see on today's call, we've got WSOF President Ray Sefo, WSOF Senior VP Ali Abdelaziz, David Branch, Jesse Taylor, Featherweight Champion Georgi Karakhanyan, Rick Glenn, and the Women's Strawweight Champion Jessica Aguilar. Obviously, we've got a great night of fights from start to finish. 13 total fights, a 5-fight main card with the championship triple header. The preliminary bouts are going to kick off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, and they're going to be streaming live on NBCSports.com. Airing live on NBCSN at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Tickets are going to be starting at just $39, and they're currently on sale at AXS.com. We're going to be doing this on the web today, so if you've got any questions for the fighters, you'll have a chance to ask. If you're on a computer, you should have a control panel that looks like this. Just click that the little raise hand button if you've got a question, and I will open your mic. If you are on a smartphone, you should have a panel that looks something like this, and your button should be right there to ask the question. So without further ado, I'm going to open the call up to Ray Sefo, our president, to give some opening remarks. Ray, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Let me first start off by saying thank you to all the media that are on this call today. And also, I want to thank all our partners that have believed in us from day one. NBC for seeing our vision and for believing in us. Of course, I want to thank Hillary Mandel and the team at IMG for all their hard work and for also believing in what we do. As of today, we are now in 80 countries around the world, so thank you to them. I want to thank the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino for providing the venue for us, the joint, and all they do and all what they do also with making things run smoothly come fight night. The tickets are on sale at AXS.com. You can also find the tickets at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Moving on, I want to thank our 3 title fight competitors, Jesse Taylor, who will be facing off against David Branch for the middleweight title bout. The World Featherweight Champion, Georgi Karakhanyan, who would be defending his world title against Rick Glenn. The number 1 115-pounder in the world, the strawweight world champion, Jessica Aguilar, who will be defending her title against Fujino from Japan. Unfortunately, Fujino won't be on this call, but I'm sure that we can answer questions on her behalf as well. Also on the main card is Tyson Griffin versus Luis Firmino, and another exciting bout, Nick Lebowski versus Lance Palmer. Also, on the undercard would be 2 hard hitters in the likes of David Hucklebar versus Derek Memon. And a great, exciting undercard also, so long as that you'll find that you can watch the undercard on NBC.com. And like I said, there's some exciting fights on that undercard as well. I'm super excited. I'm sure that everybody has heard the announcements that was done last week about the World Series of Fighting going to be on NBC, the mothership for WSOF 11, which is July 5th, Daytona Beach, Miami. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my team here at World Series of Fighting, my PR team, our production team, and everybody that's put in the hard work to put us where we are today. So thank you, everybody. Stay tuned for more exciting announcements to be made in the coming weeks. We look forward to an amazing card, WSOF 10, which is June 21st. Again, thank you, everybody, for joining us and being on this call.
Great. Thank you, Ray. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ali Abdelaziz, who's got some opening comments as well. Ali, go ahead. Ali, are you there?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said, here we go again, WSOF 10. Stack car from top to bottom. Starting out the night, three-time national champion, four-time All-American Lance Palmer versus Nick Labascu. Just coming off a huge knockout. Luis Faramino just coming off a huge win over Jacob Pittman versus a veteran of the sport, Tyson Griffin, the best woman on the planet, 115-pound Jessica Aguilar fighting Megumi from Japan. I believe Georgi Karakhanyan is the best top 5 in the world. Some of the ranking out there might not have him as 5, but I'm ranking him top 5 versus a really young talent, Rick Glenn. The main event, two guys, and I believe David Branch and Jesse Taylor, both of them have something to prove. Both of them been in the past, they've been criticized for their style, but I think it is fight made for an exciting fight because it's a style made fight, and they both have very great takedown defense, great strikes, and I think there should be a 5-round war between these both guys. And I just want to thank all the fighters for believing in us and being part of World Series of Fighting. And we are show number 10, and this machine is not going to stop. We want to be the best number 1 show in the world, and this is what we want every morning to come to our office. We want to be compete with our own self. We want to be the best MMA show on the planet, and that's what we're looking forward to do. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. At this time, we're going to go ahead and open it up to questions. If you have a question, go ahead and press that little raise your hand button. I'm going to start with a question of my own for featherweight champion Georgi Karakhanyan. Georgi, you've broken into a lot of national rankings lists. Do you feel like being a World Series of Fighting champ has really helped you earn the respect you deserve?
I don't care about the respect or all that. I just go in there and fight my fight. I'm just happy that I became the first champion for such a great organization like World Series of Fighting. And I'm looking to go out there on June 21st and, like always, put an exciting show. I have a very tough opponent in front of me, Big Glenn, and I'm ready for anything. I'm just ready for June 21st. I can't wait.
Great. We've got a question here from Heidi Feng. Heidi, are you there? Hello, Heidi?
Yes.
Heidi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Hold on one second, guys. I'm sorry for that. Let's go back. We've got a question for Jesse Taylor. Jesse, you picked up a few titles around the globe. What would this title belt mean to you? Jesse, go ahead.
Yeah. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. I mean, this title will mean the world to me. I've been traveling the globe. It seems it's hard to get respect in this sport. I feel I'm top 5 in this world. I truly do. I'm so thankful for World Series of Fighting and the people that do believe in me. And I get to show my skills next Saturday. and it'll mean the world to me. It shows the world. It's kind of, I got these titles under shows. It's a true show, a high level show, and it kind of puts everything into place once I win this title. So I'm stoked for the opportunity.
Awesome, great. Thanks so much, man. We're gonna go over now to Jason Floyd. Jason, you've got a question, so the floor is yours.
Yes, my first question would be either for Ray or Ali, whoever wants to answer the question. At the women's strawweight division, what are you guys doing to develop that talent to bring in potential title challengers for whoever wins next Saturday?
All right. Ray, are you available? Ray, you're muted, Ray.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. To answer the question, obviously, Ali's done a great job signing a few female fighters, and after this fight, depending who the winner is, obviously the champion will take a couple of months off, and then we'll look at matching her up again. So we have a couple of females that have been signed, and also a few that I've been talking to from around the globe. So, that's not a problem in terms of matching our champion up.
All right, great. Now, we have a question from Heidi. Heidi, your line's muted as well, so if you can unmute your line and ask your question, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, great. My question is also for Ray or Ali. I've noticed on this card that you have both flyweight women and bantamweight women on the preliminary card, and I'm wondering what that says for the growth of those divisions for the World Series of Fighting, if you're going to also add flyweight and bantamweight women's divisions as well as the strawweight.
Well, that's right. That's echoing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you
Yes.
Okay.
Put your headphones on, right?
It is on. But anyway, obviously from day one we've said that we would finally have female fighters on World of Fighting, and this is the beginning of it. Obviously our first fight was for the world title, which featured Jessica Aguilar, who is the world champion, and we're slowly building our female division, and Ashley Smith and Alan obviously is the next female fights that's moving as we move forward, and we continue to sign female fighters from all over.
Great, thanks, Ray. Now, if anybody else has a question, you can go ahead and raise your hand again, or type it in. We have a question here from Dan Plasma. Dan? Dan, your line's open. All right. No Dan. I've got a question for David Branch. David, Jesse's known best for his wrestling skills. Are you concerned that you'll be forced to fight off your back in this fight?
Hello?
Yeah. Hey, David.
Yeah.
Did you hear
what'd you say?
Did you hear the question?
No. Can you say again?
Yeah, sure. I said that Jesse's best known for his wrestling skills. Are you concerned at all that you'll be forced to fight off your back for this fight?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm a fighter that doesn't have any kind of weakness. I don't have any holes in my game. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, any kind of striking, cage wrestling, it doesn't matter. I'm ready for everything, and I respect him. His ability that he brings to fighting, and I prepare for everything. I didn't just prepare for wrestling. I prepare the way I always prepare, and that's for every aspect of the game. Because sometimes two people that have like a very similar, style can nullify that one thing, and then you have to switch to something else. So I'm not really worried about that, off my back or, anything like that. I'm ready for everything.
All right. Now you fought to 5 decisions in a row. Is there any importance for you to get a finish in this fight?
Yeah, I would love to get a finish. I mean, I've always tried to get finishes, but sometimes they just don't come. So I don't rush anything. If it's there and I get the opportunity, I'm gonna definitely take it. There's no doubt about that. That's the way my style has always been.
Great. Thanks so much, man. Now for Rick Len. Rick, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
Hey, I've got a question here from Heidi Fang. What does it mean to you to get the chance to fight Karakhanyan for the title after the first fight didn't come to fruition?
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity. Unfortunately, back in December, couldn't meet up with them, and so I'm thankful, that they gave me the opportunity to fight now, so I still get my shot. So it means the world.
Great. And what was it like for you to watch Georgie versus Lance Palmer, knowing that that was supposed to be your slot?
It sucks having to back out of a fight. I never had to do that before, so it just sucked to know that I should be in there. And I love the fight, so that's it just sucks.
Gotcha. Do you consider Georgie a deserving champion, or does his belt mean any less to you because he beat a replacement opponent to win the title?
No, they're both solid opponents. I'm not really thinking about belts and stuff, but I'm thankful for it, and I'm just really looking forward to the fight.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to turn it over to Steven Morocco from MMA Junkie. Steven, you have a question? Steven, are you there?
Hey, sorry about that. Still getting used to this webinar format. A question for Jessica. I can't remember the exact wording that Ray used, but that Ray and Ali used. But basically, they give the impression that you're the top strawweight in the world. Do you think that that's an accurate term at this point? Do you feel like you're the number one women's strawweight in the world?
Yes, I do. I've been in the sport for about 8.5 years now, and I fought some top-level competitors, and I beat the best of the best, which was, So I mean, at this point, I've proven myself over and over again, and yes, this is why I'm ranked number one in the world, and this is why I'm the WSOF champion, because I'm number one in the world in my weight class. And my next goal is to be pound for pound number one in the world. So I'll keep proving myself till I get there.
Ali, did you have something to add?
Yeah, let me add. Steve, you've been covering the sport for a long time. I believe just coming off, 9 wins or 10 wins? I don't think any woman in the 115-pound division have this winning run, and she beat, one of the best women in the world out there, Jessica. A lot of these girls going to be on top. She beat all of them, and I don't think any woman out there beat Jessica, except Zoila. And but the whole thing is, there's no doubt in my mind, anybody's mind, Jessica Aguilar is the number one 115-pound in the world, and she's a complete package. She's been around the sport for a long time, and she's a true veteran of MMA.
And I'll correct that, Ali. Thank you so much. And the loss to Zoila was a horrible decision, as everybody knew, and that's in my past. The only loss that I feel that I lost was the first fight that I've ever fought against Lisa Ward, which I got that win back, and the fight against Karina Dam and Bodog. So as I said, and as Ali said, I've competed against the best in the world. I beat the best. I train in the best team in the world, American Top Team, and I'll keep proving myself, till I get to pound for pound, number one in the world.
Sorry, Steven, were you saying something?
What do you need to do to be the pound for pound great? Where do you go and what do you do to in order to have that distinction?
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing now, is continue training hard and winning. I'll fight anyone, and that's what I'll keep doing. I'll keep training hard and continue winning. That's my job.
Great. Now, I've got a question here from Todd Harris, and it's for Jesse Taylor, and David Branch. He wants to know if this is the first time you guys have headlined a fight card in Vegas, and how big is this for both of you? I'm going to start with Jesse Taylor. Jesse, why don't you take that? You're going to have to unmute your phone.
Hello?
Yeah, there you are.
Hello?
Jesse, we can hear you.
Okay, good. I lost you guys there for a second. So what was the question?
The question was, is this the first time you've headlined a fight card in Vegas, and how big is this for you?
Yeah, it's super big. It's kind of, the world comes full circle. Last time I fought in Vegas, I was in a UFC card back in the Ultimate Fighter days. So it's kind of sentimental, This is kind of like my second coming. I get another chance, and I don't want to lose out on this second opportunity.
Awesome. And now, David, I see that you joined the line. So can you comment on that as well, please?
I mean, it's pretty similar. I mean, it's pretty messed up. I mean, I had my first fight with World Series of Fighting, but I remember my first fight with, Zupa. I suffered a KO slam. I was a little, I was at my infant stage in my MMA career at that time. So, I suffered a bad loss in Vegas, and I want to redeem that, by doing something great like winning the world title.
Awesome. Now I have a question here for you, David, and this is from Alex from MMA Mania. The question is, you're 5-1 since your UFC release, and you're in a major title fight in the main event. Can you talk about the road leading up to this fight, and where you found the positives in order to obtain this recent run?
I mean, I think for me it was all mental, like I always had the tools to get there. I just had like a few holes in my game that I had to change up. And, I've been working hard in the gym. I'm a really hard worker. And I've been doing everything possible to, sharpen up my game. And I think one of the turning points is when I was like, I had a talk with Dan Gable. And, he really started telling me about stuff about myself that I didn't even know. And it was a really cool talk. And from then on, I just realized that I was a goddamn beast, and I believed it. And I just went out there and just started hurting dudes, training, practice, and then the fights, I just turned into a completely different person. I just don't give a damn, when I go out there. It's just time to smash.
All right, great. Thank you very much for that. I've got a question here for Ray and Ali. If you guys want to unmute your headphones, or your microphone rather. This question is from Hunter from Bleacher Report. He said, in stacking this card and WSOF 11 with title fights, are you worried about stalling the top of the divisions or burning out your title matchups?
Absolutely not. I mean, we have great talent, and all these guys obviously have proven themselves. And when we stack up a card, it's because we have the talent to stack up a card. And when you look at WSOF 11, the likes of Fitch, Justin Cagey, Nick Noel, Josh Berkman, the list goes on. Georgi Karakhanyan, Marvin Aguilar. I mean, these are names and are big names in the sport. So for us, it's and also because this is our first NBC mothership fight card. So it's only right for us to put our some of our top guys on that card. And we will continue to put on great cards. I believe we have, from day one, have put on amazing cards, and we're going to continue to put on amazing cards and continue to move forward and get bigger and bigger.
Let me add one thing on Ray here. We put a lot of our top talent on this July card, but you have to understand, we have a very deep roster. We don't put Marlon Moraes or Tyrone Spong or Jake Shield or Steve Carr on his card. We still have a lot of talent out there because, like you guys see in the media recently, we signed in the best fighter in the world, and a lot of the big name out there, and They want to be part of World Series of Fighting, and we want to be part of their career. I think we have a deep roster. I think we're going to be able to put on 14 card a year, and all this fight card is going to be very, very deep, and all of them, like from 1 to 10 to 11, they all have great headliner from top to bottom, like we promised from the beginning. We going to give the best product to the fan.
Great, thank you. And now we've got a question here from Dan Plasma. Once again, Dan, go ahead. Your line is yours.
Hey, JT, can you hear me? I have a question for Jesse Taylor.
For Jesse Taylor. Jesse, your line is active. Jesse, you there? Jesse, you have to unmute your line. Okay, he doesn't seem to be responding. So.
Okay, I had a question for Jessica Aguilar then, please.
Okay, go ahead, Jessica.
Jessica, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, it's an honor. How's it going?
It's going great, thank you.
Great. You have such an elite record. You've accomplished so much in the sport. Are you getting the same payouts as the guys are getting, like the $20,000 or $50,000 paychecks for these fights?
Yes, I am, sir. Yes, I am. Thanks to WSOF, thanks to the great team. They're treating me like a true champion, and where how I need to be treated, and that's why I'm here. I'm happy. I have no complaints. I'm very grateful to them treating me as how the way they're doing.
Great, thank you. And then we have another question from Heidi Fang. Heidi, your line's open.
Hey.
Okay. This question is for Ray or Ali again. When can we expect Husamar Palhares to return to defend his welterweight title? Do you have any update on his status?
Yeah. Husamar Palhares right now is taking care of his mother. We letting the guy do what he needs to do for his mother and take care of his family. There's no time limit when he's going to come back, but probably before end of the year he will defend his title. But if he need more time, we'd be more than happy to give him more time. He's still our champ. He's going to keep his belt. Take care of his mother is something he needs to do, and we support him 100%.
Great. Now, there's a question here from Todd Harris, and it's for Jessica again. Jessica, with the UFC now adding a strawweight division to debut in July, how long are you under contract with the WSOF, and is this the best place for you? Sorry, 1 second. All right, Jessica, the line is yours.
Yes. Okay. I have 2 more fights after this on my contract, and right now this is the best place that I that I can even imagine being. So I'm happy where I'm at right now. And after my contract expires, we'll see what the future brings. But right now, WSOF is my home, and I'll continue, representing that flag well.
Gotcha. All right, and a question now for Ray or Ali. For the NBC aired cards, have they agreed to air preliminary fights on television if main card fights end quickly with first-round KOs or submissions?
This is something has not been determined yet. We will let the media know as soon as we get more information on it. But this is something we're still working on. But for now, we know we're going to be on NBC July 5th for 4 to 6 Eastern. Nick Newell versus Justin Gaethje.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just to add on to that also, remember, obviously if we had, out of all the main card, if those fights all end up in knockouts, obviously some of the prelims will be shown. We do have a time slot, so yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. Now another question for Ray or Ali from Brandon Stubbs. Is there anybody in mind yet being in line for the winner of the Branch Taylor fight?
Yes. I think that if we go by ranking, most likely the winner of this fight will fight Yushin Okami. This is probably the next matchup, but we got a big fight on the hand. I believe David Branch and Jesse Taylor on June 21st they have something to prove because they fighting for World Series, fighting for the first ever middleweight title, and both of them, I'm sure they're gonna put on a great fight for the fan, and I can't wait to see this fight.
All right, great. Now, Rick Glenn, we've got a question for you. Are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
Hey, Rick, how's it going? I wanted to see if you'll obviously have a significant reach advantage in this fight. Will the key be for you to simply stay away and use that reach to your advantage?
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just ready to go wherever the fight needs to go, and I'm just coming in there to fight. I'm gonna try winning any which way I can. So.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Ray and Ali, any news on where WSOF 12 in August will take place? Initially, it was scheduled for Japan.
There's a couple of locations right now. We haven't finalized that yet. Obviously, we will announce that in the coming weeks, but it will be in the U.S.
Awesome. Question now again for Ray. Are there any concerns for WSOF that when a fighter goes on a great run like Rumble did, that they'll be lured away from by other offers?
No concern at all. I mean, listen, Anthony Johnson was there from day one for us as well. He fought for us to the end of his contract. He was man enough to come and sit down with us. No, not at all. We, like Ali said earlier, we have a deep roster. We continue to sign great talent. And so, just like any other league, we continue to strive to be the best, and we're going to continue to sign talent. In terms of fighting talents, that's not a problem. I mean, I said this all along. We have talents from all over the world, and not only myself but also Ali are talking to talents from all over the world. So, no, we're not concerned at all.
Let me add one more thing. I think I made an interview with MMA Junkie, and I said, listen, we here not to build any fighter for any other promotion. If we can pay the guys well and we can match the offers with any other promotion at the end of their contract, that's what we're gonna do. Listen, one of the things I'm a very believer. If a fighter is very happy and he's treating well and he's getting paid well, and we know, we're doing this for him, we want to keep him. Look, especially if he's our champion. But Anthony Johnson was he's just a guy. We didn't have a lot of matchup for him at 205 pounds, and he come respectfully sit down with us, and not through lawyers and management and all this kind of crazy stuff. And me and Ray and Sean listened to him, and we understand where he's coming from. But this is something that's not going to happen every day. We're here to stay for a long time. We're on the biggest network in America, on NBC. And right now, guys like Rick Glenn, Marlon Moraes, Tyrone Spong, Jesse Taylor, David French, all these guys, we want to make sure they're going to showcase on NBC. They're going to be headlining card on NBC, at NBC Sport. And everybody on our roster, we want them to be part of our roster for a long time if they are happy.
Great. And question now for Georgie. Georgie, if you want to unmute your line. You were supposed to fight Rick Glenn back in December. How much preparation had you done for him before you had to withdraw from the fight?
I was, like I said, at this stage in my career, I gotta be ready for any type of opponent, any style. The opponent change didn't affect me that much. I mean, 6 matches, and Rick is different because Lance is more of a wrestler. Rick is more of a stand-up guy, all around it. But like I said this before, at this stage in my career, I just go in a fight with no game plan. I just adjust in a fight and go from there.
Sorry, we have another question for you, Georgie. This is from Alex from MMA Mania. He says, you were vocal about what would happen if you saw Conor McGregor in public. Are you upset by his call-outs of other fighters, or what upsets you most about him?
Oh man, here we go. I was just asked an opinion about him, and I just give my honest opinion. And the guy's doing what he has to do to promote himself, but I told him he hasn't fought nobody. Even if he fights or Lance Palmer, he'll get run through them, and even Rick Glenn will smash him. So that's my honest opinion about the guy. And if I do see him on the street, I will bitch slap him.
Let me add some on this quick. When you guys talking about fighters, Rick Glenn he's one of the best 145 in the world. Conor McGregor just it's a different caliber of fighters. I'm not gonna talk bad about Conor or anybody, but Rick Glenn is in the top tier of the 145 in the world, and it wouldn't be even a fair matchup. It would not. It would be an unfair matchup to fight someone like Georgi Karakhanyan at this point of his career. But the guy he's promoting himself, and it's good for him. But if I was a matchmaker, I would not match him up with Georgi at all.
Well, speaking about just adding to that, I don't even know why we're talking about a guy that's not even on our rosters.
Exactly.
Yeah, forget him.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks. We have a question now from Jason Floyd. Jason, go ahead. The mic is yours.
Question would be for, a guy who's not under contract with anybody right now. Jason High released by the UFC yesterday. First off, to Ray Ali, do you have any interest in Jason High? And how would you handle that situation if you had one of your fighters push a referee after a fight?
Ray, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You talk on this one, please.
No, absolutely. Jason High is a great fighter. I've seen him fight many times. He's a great talent. Obviously, we would give him a warning. Obviously, this is the kind of thing that is not tolerated. But, I didn't actually see the fight, and if it was a light push, whatever, obviously I'll get the guy to apologize and warn the guy if it happens again. Thank God that that's never happened in our cage. And I also thank our fighters for having that kind of discipline. So if we were to, have him on the rosters, obviously I read some of his apologies, and, at the heat of the moment, he did something that he shouldn't have done. And I'm sure he's very sorry about it. I'm sure it won't happen again. But, he's a disciplined fighter, and we all do silly things at certain times. And like I said, at the heat of the moment, he did something that he knows that later on he knew that he shouldn't have done. So, again, yeah, I'll be interested in Jason High for sure. He's a great fighter.
At the same moment, let me add a little bit on Ray. Like, I was actually at the fight, and I watched the fight. I think he was completely out of pocket. The UFC have to make a statement, by any fighter not to do this again. But like Ray said, we're all human beings. We all make mistakes. A man, a true man when he admit his mistake. And the guy admit his mistake. Did we he should not ever fight MMA again? I don't think so. Did the right decision made to release him was right? At this point, maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. But he should not be in his career. And I think he really have to publicly come out and apologize like he did. And I think, if God forgive, all of us should be able to forgive.
Yeah, just to add on again on that, I also read something, on the net about, I understand why Dana cut him because of, what happened with Paul Daly. And so, there's been incidents that's happened in the UFC that obviously, it's, they were setting an example and they won't tolerate that. And neither would we. So, that being said, like both Ali and I have said, the guy has apologized. If it was to happen, if it was something that he actually hit the referee and hurt the referee or whatever, then absolutely that's a no-no. But at the heat of the moment, he shoved the ref and he apologized for it. He knows that what he did was wrong. Again, we wouldn't, tolerate anybody putting their hands on the ref. and again, voicing the fact that we have a great group of guys who are well disciplined, and so obviously it won't happen again.
Follow-up question for David Branch. You mentioned about Dan Gable kind of had helped you through a time in your career. Can you kind of expand on some of the things that maybe he said to you that really sunk into your memory?
David, your mic is open. You got to unmute your phone. David? All right, looks like we lost David. Sorry, Jason.
No problem.
All right, we've got a question for Ray and Ali. This is again from MMA Mania. Can we expect WSOF to branch out and continue their global expansion? And if so, are there any specific markets that you're looking at?
Yes, absolutely. That's without, again, from day one, we said we were going to go globally. We have done that already. The August event was meant to be in Japan due to a few, minor things. That's been postponed to a later date. But yes, we continue to. Matter of fact, one of our partners is a couple of our partners are flying for this event, June 21st, WSOF 10. Just still with us for New Zealand, Australia, Japan partners are flying in also, and obviously we're also, in the deals with Mexico, Brazil, and so on, continue to, to evolve.
Great, thanks, Ray. We got a question here for Jessica Aguilar. Jessica, Emmy's fights have been taking place mostly, actually completely in Japan. Do you feel she's fought the level of opponents that you have so far in your career?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, I said that Emmy's fights have all taken place in Japan. Do you feel she's fought the level of opponents that you have so far in your career?
She's, she has a lot of experience in all different aspects of the MMA game. She's actually fought some of the same opponents that I have, and she took Megumi Fuji was pound for pound, and she's still a legend, and she's still my idol. She took her to a decision. So she's fought some tough opponents. The sad thing is that a lot of people don't know these Japanese fighters, and they come to fight. It's like samurai. They come like a samurai. It's do or die. So she's very tough. She's fought some tough opponents, and she has a lot of experience. So I'm really looking forward to this fight.
Let me add on something. For people who didn't watch Jessica's opponent, on WSOF 10 on June 21st, Jessica Aguilar have a fight on her hand. It's not an easy fight. It's a very, very dangerous fight for Jessica. The girl, she have a great wrestling. She doesn't stop. For 5 rounds, she's gonna be pushing the pace, try to take Jessica out. But Jessica's been a veteran, and she come from the best team in the world. And I think it's gonna be a very competitive fight, a great fight between Jessica and Amy. Amy's a little bit flying under the radar, but she, like Jessica said, she fought one of the best women out there.
Great. And so Jessica, is there any place in particular that you feel Emmy can threaten you in this fight, or do you feel like she's a little bit over her head?
No, I'm actually training really hard, as I do for all my fights. So I'll be prepared for anything she brings. And I know it sounds cliche, but that's the truth. I'll be ready for standing. I'll be ready for the ground, and wherever the fight may go, it's going to be a good, exciting fight, and I'll be ready.
Awesome, great. Just a reminder to everybody, all of our listeners, if you have a question, please click the raise your hand button on your control panel. Our next question is from Dan Plasma. Dan, you need to unmute your line. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I had a question for Georgie and one for JT Bills. Georgie, you there?
Georgie? It looks like Georgie is joining our call again.
Okay, is JT Money there?
Actually, hang on one second. Here's Georgie, are you back? Georgie? Let's see if Jesse Taylor are you there? Your line is muted. All right. Sorry. It looks like both of these fighters are not answering the call right now.
Okay, I got a quick one for Ali if he's around.
Yeah, we've got Georgie back.
Okay.
Georgie, your line was muted.
Oh, sorry about that.
Georgie, Nick Diaz, Bernard Hopkins, Jake Shields, there's a number of championship fighting athletes now who are vegans. What do you eat as a recovery meal? What are your top 3 recovery foods post-workout?
Yeah, well.
Georgie, you there?
Great. So, I'm really sorry about this, guys.
No problem.
Let's go with your question for Ali.
Okay, Ali, I was just wondering, a couple of the formulas that made the UFC so famous was the reality shows and the fighter bonuses. More so than the paychecks, the fighter bonuses. It's kind of like a huge thing that lets the average person know that there's huge money on the line and kind of anybody has a shot. Are you guys thinking about doing that going forward and giving knockout or fight of the night bonuses?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, my phone. Say one more time the question.
Are you guys thinking about giving fight of the night or knockout bonuses in the future?
We do that sometimes when guys perform. We did a couple times, but we have a different model, and we try to take care of our fighters as much as we can. We are brand new promotion. We try to crawl before we walk. And if we see somebody like did very well in the past, we did give some bonuses, but for the future, we're probably going to plan on doing that. But at the moment, I'm not going to lie and say we are. Right now, guys get showing money and winning money, and we will do the best we can to accommodate the fighter.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And our next question we have is from Mark Biokos.
Thanks for taking my call. I have 2 questions. First for Ali, since the World Series of Fighting is in partnership with Pancrase right now, could we possibly see the undefeated Rin Nakai compete for World Series of Fighting and possibly here in the United States? And the other question is for Jessica. Training with Tisha Torres right now at ATT, and she's getting prepared for the Ultimate Fighter 20, and you're getting ready for this title fight. Has that been a little bit more motivation and a little bit more, has it helped you in terms of your training going into this title fight?
Let's do one at a time. We'll start with
Let me answer the first question. Let me answer the first question. First, we do not have any partnership with Pancrase. This is not true at all. We have our partner in Japan, but we have no partnership with we have partnership with World Series of Japan. Jessica can answer the question now.
Sorry, can you repeat the question for Jessica?
Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
We're going to get you to the process where.
Okay. The question for Jessica was when you're currently training for this title fight, and Tisha's right now. Tisha Torres is currently training for the Ultimate Fighter 20. Has it been helpful in terms of your training and motivation coming into this title fight to train with her?
Well, I'm always motivated, whether somebody is training or not. I'm motivated when I have a fight, and I'm motivated to compete, and so I'm always motivated whether I have my training partners or not. But I'm really happy for her. I'm excited, that she's starting that season, and she's doing that. She's working really hard, and I can't wait to watch. And just happy to see us both in there, doing our thing and doing the best that we can.
Great, thanks, guys. And now we've got a question from Steven Morocco. Steven, your line's live.
Just a quick one for Ali. Do we have an update on Jake Shields and when he might be back?
Ali, your line is live.
Hello? It is important, and as we continue to grow, as we continue to sign, new talent, obviously, that is the ultimate goal is to have a champion in every weight division. And like we've done from day one, we're taking one step at a time. And when we feel guys have proven themselves and is deserving of a title shot, that would happen. Again, it's just time and whoever's in the running for those titles.
All right, great. Now we have a question.
Unmuted.
Steve, your line's open.
Thank you. My question's for Jessica, if she's still on the line, and wanted to know if she could speak on her role at the 25th GLAAD World Media Awards and whether she feels that she's had an influence on other athletes by being open about her personal life.
So the question, hi Steve. The question was about what about the GLAAD Awards? I'm sorry.
Oh, just about your role in the GLAAD World Media Day Awards, the 25th Annual Awards, and whether you feel you've been influential on other athletes.
I was actually invited to be one of the athletes.
Muted. Unmuted.
If you don't know, the GLAAD Awards, like
muted,
of being out. So there was, there's a lot of famous people there, and that was I was on stage and I had a speech to say about being an out athlete. So this was a really nice time. And yeah, I have had people message me, inspiring emails and things like that. Even my niece in school, she's now wanting to start a group for young kids that get made fun of for being gay or being different. So I've done. It feels good to hear these things and to know that I can change in a good way.
All right, thank you. Georgie, are you on the line, Georgie?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Georgie. We've got a question here from Todd Harris. Todd asks you, as a former top flight soccer player, who do you have winning the World Cup, and will you be watching a lot of the games? Do you have a favorite team that you're rooting for?
Yeah, of course I'm going to be watching World Cup. Teams I'm going to root for is Russia for sure, but I know they're not going to make it out. So, but I feel like Germany has a big chance to win the World Cup.
I think you're wrong. I think Brazil is going to win the World Cup, brother.
Let's make a bet.
Let's make a bet. 100%.
Hey, listen, because I'm part German, I'm rooting for Germany to win the World Cup.
Okay.
Oh, so 2-on-1.
Viva Mexico!
Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and start to wrap up this conference call. Just to touch on some things again, the nuts and bolts here, the World Series of Fighting 10, we've got a championship triple header with David Branch versus Jesse Taylor, Georgi Karakhanyan versus Rick Glenn, and Jessica Aguilar versus Emi Fujino. Preliminary bouts kick off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, and those will stream live on NBCSports.com. The main card, which is a 5-fight main card, it's going to be airing live on NBCSN at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Tickets are still available, and they start at just $39, currently available at Access.com. Let's go to Ray Sefo for some closing comments.
Yeah, just before I close off, I just want to say Ali made a mistake in terms of our deal with Pancrase. We do have a partnership with Pancrase to run World Series of Fighting Japan. I think Ali's been so busy, and obviously he's got a lot on his mind. I get it, but there is a deal with Pancrase to run World Series of Fighting Japan, and obviously Pancrase is teamed up with AK Global out of Japan. So just to make sure that that's clear. Again, thank you everybody for being on this call. Thank you to the media, to our fighters. I wish all you guys the best of luck, and I know that you guys will come and perform. And so let's go out there and give it another great show for NBC Sports Network. Of course, I want to thank also our IMG partners and the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thank you guys for joining our call, and we'll see you soon.
Close the door.
You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.